My name is Ramini Kiranshri and my registration number is 711120104058. The case study topic is clauses. So, what is a clause? A clause is a part of a sentence. A clause is a group of words that has subject and predicate. Every complete sentence is made up of at least one or more clauses. Following are clauses examples. John bought a new car. One sentence, one clause. John bought a new car, but he is using his old car. One sentence, two clauses. Types of clauses. Every clause has at least a subject and a verb. Clauses have characteristics that help to distinguish one type of clause from another. Clauses are of following types: independent clause or main clause, dependent clause, subordinate clause, relative clause or adjective clause, and noun clause. Independent clauses or main clause. An independent clause is a complete sentence. It contains a subject, a verb, and expresses a complete thought in context and meaning. It expresses a complete thought. Independent clause structure is subject plus verb is equal to complete thought. For example, she walked. This sentence contains only two words, but it is still complete because it has subject and predicate. Main clauses can be joined by a coordinating conjunction to form complex or compound clauses. So the coordinating conjunctions are and, but, for, nor, or, yet, etc. For example, he bought new car but he's still using his old one. But is used to combine two independent sentences. Dependent clause or subordinate clause. A dependent clause is a part of a sentence. It contains a subject and verb but does not convey complete sense. They can make sense on their own, but they are dependent on the rest of the sentence for context and meaning. A dependent clause is joined to an independent clause to form complex sentence. It often starts with a subordinating conjunction. Dependent clause, subordinating conjunctions. So here you can see in the table the subordinating conjunctions, and dependent clause structure is subordinate conjunction plus subject plus verb. That is the incomplete thought. Example, whenever I go to superstore, I buy chips. So we can see whenever the subordinate conjunction, then a subject and a verb. Relative clauses or adjective clause. A relative clause starts with the relative pronoun at the start of the clause, like who, which, whose, etc. To make distinction between an antecedent, that is a human, whom, and an antecedent which is a non-human, which. Following will make it clear further. Who is used when the antecedent is a person, that is use it to refer to either a person or a thing, which is used to refer to anything except a person. It is noteworthy that whom is not used much in spoken English. Relative clauses example. I met my friends yesterday. The friend who had curly hair was very intelligent. The race was the one that I lost. Relative clauses. So here the restrictive relative clauses and non-restrictive relative clauses. Restrictive relative clauses are sometimes called defining relative clauses or identifying relative clauses. Similarly, non-restricting relative clauses are called non-defining or non-identifying relative clauses and preceded by a pause in speech or comma in writing. Restrictive clause example is the programmer who develops web applications will make a large profit. Non-restrictive clause example is the programmer who develops web applications will make a large profile. So you can see the comma in written work and the pause in the speech. Restrictive relative clauses and non-restrictive relative clauses. Here are, you can see the examples like how to write it. So you can see human and non-human, subject who, that, object who, whom, that. After preposition whom, possessive whose of whom. Similarly with non-restrictive. Noun clauses. Noun clauses means it is a dependent clause that works as a noun. Noun clause can act as subject, direct or indirect object, or predicate nominatives. So you can see here some examples. Tell me who left his book on the table. So here direct object is used. I shall tell whoever will listen my interesting story. Here indirect object. Whoever is the last one to leave turns off the lights. So here you can see the subject, the boy with the curl hair is who I want on my team. So the predicate nominative. So noun clauses often begin with pronouns or other words. That particular vowel usually has a grammatical function in the sentence. Noun clauses. So you can see relative pronouns, indefinite relative pronouns, interrogative adjective, interrogative adverb, interrogative pronoun, subordinate conjunctions. You can see what are used in their places. Thank you.